button. The bigger thing is South Africa, because we tweet the most. This was a survey done earlier this year about Twitter use in Africa, and it revealed, surprise, surprise, that South Africa tweets more than anyone else in Africa. 1.5 million tweets sent in the last 3 months of the year. But there are a couple of interesting things, followed by Kenya, Nigeria, and Egypt. There are a couple of interesting subtexts to this that we need to look at, because firstly, the rise in Twitter is mainly due to cell phone usage. 57% of tweets were sent from a cell phone. To be able to do that, they would by necessity have to be a smartphone and be able to run an app. 60% of the most active tweeters were between the age of 20 and 29, compared to the global Twitter average. I thought this was quite interesting, of 39. Considering that most of Africa's population is under 30, and that an estimated 14% of the world's population lives in Africa, that means that in 5 or 10 years' time, the kind of usage of social media is going to be significantly larger. If you're in any kind of business that talks to consumers or talks to the youth, you're going to have to be talking to them through social media of some kind. Twitter, of the people that were polled in the survey done by a bunch called Portland, 68% said they were looking for news and 22% said they were looking for jobs. But remember that SMS is still the most popular form of data. And it's the rise of apps and the rise of a mobile interface is largely due to this device, which was very quickly called the Jesus phone immediately after it launched. I still have an original iPhone. That's what the original iPhone looked like. Remember that? It was such a revolution because it was so big, you know. Now your average Android phone has got a much bigger screen, simply because you can. And you need some way to differentiate the Android from the iPhone. I have a friend who calls Android, or he calls Linux, a high school project. So what set the iPhone apart was not just the large screen, but the fact that it's a touch screen, and the fact that anybody can access a touch screen. A friend of mine loves to tell the story of flying to Denmark for the first time to see his parents, and his daughter is 1.5 years got into the plane and kept trying to swipe the screen on the back of the seat to launch it. A child can run a touch screen, well, an iPhone. And anyone who's illiterate can do it. Why? Because you can just see it and you can just touch it. And what has it done is it's gotten us out from behind the keyboard and the mouse. Anyone can interact with it, if of course they have electricity, which, as we know, they don't. No presentation is complete without a page full of really important statistics. This is from a great website called the Royal Kingdom, and they do wonderful statistics. Large graphs, lots of interesting things about how many millions of people, how many, 3.1 billion email accounts around the world. Basically, what all of this is saying is that the computer that we live with, the computer that we use in the world, is no longer a box on the desk. It's something like this, and it connects up to the cloud. And social media is just the most efficient word-of-mouth way to communicate something, to spread something, to communicate with people. And if you are involved in business, you want to fish where the fish are. And, you know, 1.6 billion mobiles sold in 2010 and going up. Last year, a very significant milestone was reached in that the smartphones now outsell desktop PC